Commissioner Dante,
Present.
Commissioner Gar,
Present.
Commissioner Sheeran, Vice Chair Kumar, Chair Mohanty.
Present.
Okay, let the record know that Commissioner Sheeran and Vice Chair Kumar are absent.
Real quick, I get a message from Vice or Commissioner. She'll be here in about 20 minutes.
We're having an echo. Does anybody have their volume on?
Okay. Anyone in person or not from the audience?
Something echo?
I'm still hearing it.
Anyone?
It's not good.
Yeah.
My voice.
Sounds like it's your machine.
Yeah. How about better?
I don't hear an echo.
Okay, good. Thank you.
No one. Okay. Then we have the approval of the minutes, right? Written communications. No approval of the.
I move to approve the minutes. Went through.
Yeah, you see what's that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So we'll
Commissioner Dante,
Approve.
Commissioner Guard,
Approve.
Commissioner Sheeran is absent. Vice Chair Kumar is absent. Chair Mohanty.
Approve.
The motion carries unanimously. Yeah, roll call is nice. We have no speakers for oral communications.
So next one, new business presentation on cities civic technology platform.
Just a second now. What's the background on this? Is this something that we are looking at or for filling a
Yeah,
gap?
they have developed some modules for cities, city governments to utilize.
Okay.
That's from the name, they are mostly for city government, cities.
So these are two demos of AI tools that Chair Papir has set up
Okay.
for us to evaluate.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Thank you so much, and it's an honor to present in front of an audience like this. My name is Nima.
I'm Ishan.
And we are City Sites. In the next 20 minutes or so, you're going to learn a lot more and get a lot more clarity on what City Sites does and how it's useful for the cities. So let's begin. Every year, city governments, local governments, and civic organizations spend around $2 to $3 billion on getting the right kind of data. And the two main prominent organizations which are related to cities, which is the GFAO and the ICMA, which is the Government Financial Services Organization, Officers Organization, and the International City Managers Association, they actually identify the fact that there is an explosion of data and information as one of the leading causes for cities to have budget discrepancies, overrun budgets, and have budget pressures. So, and that's mainly because based on their research, they have identified that a lot of city staff and city leadership spend hours and months looking for the right amount of data and downloading it, curating it, finding the right in that analytics and metrics so that they can use for decision-based decision making. And and that's how the budget gets overrun. But where does that leave the residents? And, they're wondering where their tax dollars are gone. So we're not here to complain, but then we have a solution. We have City Sites, which is an AI-powered, deep domain expertise, which curates and finds all the terabytes of messy city-related data and curates it and delivers it in a matter of minutes, what normally would take months, just because we have a proprietary algorithm at the background that is running. And then we make sure that the data that we get is of different sources, but all of them synthesized and curated at the same time. So we deliver what would take months, we will deliver in minutes. So what results is, cost efficiencies, what results is operational efficiencies, and the real-time dashboards are amazing because it tells residents exactly what the city is up to, and resulting in unprecedented transparency, and which really builds that trust between the government and the residents that it serves. So we're not just a report that collects dust. We are an organization with an AI, writing that AI layer, which the cities can use to make smarter decisions, in using technology that they're already aware of. So I'm excited to show you what city sites can do and make it real, starting in California and scaling it nationwide. So let's begin. So our mission is to curate very complex data that is related. So for example, the census data, the EPA data, the AQI data, public safety data, political data. We take a lot of disparate sets of data, terabytes and terabytes of it, and then we synthesize that. And we provide meaningful metrics and analytics in a matter of minutes. And so again, it is resulting in operational and fiscal efficiencies. And we can put a number to it. We, based on our research and the white paper that we have produced, we feel that it is, and we have seen it, that it really saves about 20% of the outsourcing costs. And if it is a matter of in-house production of any kind of data, we would save about 20% of internal resource costs and productivity. Increasing productivity were almost 50%. So let's look at that was at a higher level. Let's look at a little more closer level. So here we are having all kinds of fragmented data systems, which cause the budget pressures according to the GFAO and the ICMA, leading to budget deficits. And either one of the two things happen. You either go into, consulting mode, and that's how you spend $2 to $3 billion per year, or you are overloading your internal staff. So what happens when you use city sites is that the algorithm that uses domain expertise, when we're talking domain expertise, we're talking urban planning, we're talking finance, we're talking AI, we're talking data science, we're using all these domain expertise to come up with a proprietary models and proprietary algorithms. Make sure that we're not using any sensitive data, because cities have sensitive data, the staff data, the resident data. We don't touch any of that. And we also do not introduce any kind of bias into our algorithm and the models. So we can be rest assured that it's very kosher. I do have that small clip at the bottom, which is basically a white paper from the GFAO and the ICMA, which tells what I've been saying, which is, the reason for one of the main reasons for budget deficits and budget overruns is the fact that data is very difficult to process for the meaningful decision making. So the future with city sites is good because, we are giving you something that will increase your productivity, decreasing your costs. And at the end of the day, we're saving hundreds and thousands of dollars for each city, depending on what kind of work they're involved in, like real-time data and metrics at your fingertips. So this is a slide I want to spend some time, because on the third column, you see the strategic vision framework, which is adopted by City of Cupertino. So what I want to tie over here is what are all our products? What kind of value it brings, but what exactly, which strategic initiative from Cupertino that it relates to, and how can you actually use it? So one of our, is it getting cut off? So, the first one, the placemaking and the community investment tracker that we have. Now, urban planners will tell you very quickly what placemaking is. It's basically all the investment that the city has that makes a city more livable, more enjoyable, and attracts more residents and businesses alike. So what are the investment dollars? So, for example, parks, trails, events that the community gets to engage more in, and public safety. So these are all the investments that go directly to placemaking. It's also sometimes called generally beautification of the city. So we're having a placemaking and a community investment tracker, which you will see down, just in a few slides below, which I'll be showing it to you. And so it basically promotes community engagement, and then it also is a huge factor in creating vibrant neighborhoods. And what does it relate to do according to your strategic vision? It also, one of your big initiatives is public engagement, resident engagement. So that would really enhance under the tracker when people can see what kind of investment Cupertino is making. And you can see, once we show you that Cupertino is really doing pretty good compared to the other cities. So where can you use it? You can use this tracker on your website. You can use it for discussions with, possible businesses that want to move, and they're looking, a pizza franchisee who's looking to expand and considering maybe Cupertino and considering Sunnyvale or considering, the neighboring cities. And then, once you can show them, hey, this is the investment we're making, this is the investment we're making in the community, and we have a higher potential for your business to grow. And so this is the edge that you can use in these kind of situations. In councils like this, in planning councils, when you have a lot more residents come in, so you can show them that this is what we're investing in, which will actually increase their trust in the government. So the next one is the RHNA and affordable housing.
Could you please move it so we can see that, because the products
Yeah,
are.
we are not able to see the leftmost column. Or sort of shrink it and make it like 90% or something.
Okay, just have it this one. Let's not do it this way. Go ahead. So, is this better?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so we have RHNA and affordable housing. So one of the, again, a key part of the strategic vision framework is having balanced housing. So what the RHNA does is it gives you details about what kind of housing that you have, and so the mix, how many are renting, how many are owning, what kind of the people's income. So then you can identify the gaps. And if you are trying to have more affordable housing, that's a way to make a case to the public saying, this is how many affordable housing units that you would want. And it's a real-time dashboard, because anytime you're having any updates, we will be able to update it. So based on, how
First one is called what? Placemaking and community.
placemaking and community investment.
Placemaking.
Please. Yeah. So, so this would be something that is very key to Cupertino's strategic initiatives, and also addressing homelessness. So we can clearly look at the census data in this case and find out, what is the population, what is your floating population, how do you address the homelessness? So all this data is available to you, and so then it will help you make the real-time decisions and faster decisions. So the next one is the budget tracker and benchmarking. This is something that will be very valuable to all the departments in the city, so that they have goes right to the GFAO and the ICMA best practices, when they say that having that and continuously monitoring that would help you maybe not have the budget overruns to that extent, because you're constantly knowing, where you are, what is your run rate, how much more do you have in your budget that left, rather than operate in the dark. So that is something that, everybody can use in all the departments. And then if you use it on the city website, that will give you an additional layer of transparency to the residents, knowing exactly where their dollars are being spent. So the fourth one is a custom or flagship product, which is the city sites AI agent. We call it the city bird, knowing everything. And so that what you can ask any question to city bird, and then it will it will synthesize the answer and give it to you. And it's very custom made for cities. And it's not the same as you would ask ChatGPT or Claude or Grok, because they are looking at worldwide data. But here we have data which we have very, very specifically taken and synthesized. So this agent is only referring to that data, so it gives you more meaningful data. So I will transfer this over to Isha, and he will actually show you some of the functionalities.
Yeah, perfect. So as Nima was saying, we have here is our dashboard, and we have some KPIs at a glance for you. So the first thing we have here is our city site score, which shows that Cupertino is actually in the top 88% of cities in the entire country, as well as right next to it, we have placemaking investment, which we calculate to be around $660 per resident. And you might be wondering, like, what goes into calculating that score?
Yeah.
And
Yeah, can you zoom in?
yeah,
Or,
Yeah, presentation mode, try that again.
it's better now. It is.
Yeah,
Yeah, you guys might be wondering what goes into that, and it's a multitude of things such as public safety, schooling, community development, parks, and so forth. And then which leads me into the next thing, the climate action plan, which is similar to the placemaking investment in that it uses the parks, the community development, as well as climate programs in order to get a number for you guys. And then finally, we have the financial health, which takes your budget data and compares it to cities all across the nation. You'll be able to see and benchmark it comparatively to those other cities. And as you can see, Cupertino actually performs quite well in that.
Congratulations again.
And the next thing you guys have is AI budget agent. And so instead of sifting through hundreds of pages of PDFs, scrolling endlessly with thousands of lines of Excel sheets, you can type to this agent in plain English, and it will come back with whatever response you like. And furthermore, we have taken metrics from many public data sources, and we have bucketized it for your convenience. And the buckets would be economic, environmental, social, and political. And we have many more metrics to show, but talking with city managers and other city leaders, they liked having these specific metrics on there. But once again, a dashboard for city insights, it's all custom made and tailor made. So whatever you want at your discretion can be uploaded to the dashboard. Now, for benchmarking, another feature is that we can do peer comparisons. So in case you were wondering how another city similar to Cupertino was doing, so in this case, San Ramon, you can see it in a head-to-head version, like where there might be discrepancies, what they're doing better, what you're doing better, and you can see just where the differences lie and maybe implement them into your next fiscal year. The next thing we do is brand matching. So with our AI agent, you're able to query a multitude of things, especially with planning initiatives. And especially with budget overspending, brand matching comes in handy. It's very helpful because in case you need some extra money, instead of spending man-hour just looking for relevant grants, we give it to you instantaneously. And so just
Normally, I mean, just small, I used to help with grant applications with my previous job, and I know it takes weeks and months to find the right grant, because there is so much information out there, and we can give it to you in minutes, just saving weeks and weeks of work.
furthermore, on the resident side, it gives you a city sites placemaking score. And as you can see, for residents and small businesses, it's in the top 89th percentile, which is very attractive to future residents and future businesses wanting to come into Cupertino and start a life here or a business here. Next, there is the RHNA real-time dashboard, which, as Nima was saying, lets you see into projects as well as very low income of moderate, and it gives you data on all these housing units. So you can see just how many owner occupied units you have, the vacancy rate, your annual tax per home, things of that sort of nature. And then finally, we're going into the budget tracker. Now, looking through hundreds and hundreds of pages of PDFs, it can get kind of tedious looking or trying to sift through and see just what exactly each overall department has. But this gives it to you right in a clean, nice table. You can not only see the overall budget, but the budgets of every department, as well as the effective run rates. And not only that, going back to peer benchmarking, not only can you peer benchmark versus a singular city, we can peer benchmark versus all the cities in our database, but specifically for cities that fit not only your budget, but your similar size too. So stacking up Cupertino versus the top 75 percentiles, see that Cupertino actually does very well against them.
Yeah, and we've used thousands of cities all over the US to come up with this peer city combination. So you're making sure that when you're comparing Cupertino, you're comparing almost apples to apples, and where does it stack up? And so as you can see, anything in the green, you're doing much better than something a city which is almost like the golden city, if you will, compared, which is computed from thousands of cities all over the US, and some places I think you're doing not so great. But this is something that, city managers and city leadership can go see, look and say, and start wondering, if there's something that they need to be rectifying. So you're not working in the dark, and then, you're making informed decisions as to where we need to be working a little more and where you can back off a little more. So it'll help you focus on the right kind of resources. So this is an example of what our AI agent can do. And I just wanted to give you an example because I think the city of Dublin had an initiative from the public safety side that they wanted to use AI PRs and sit cams all over the city to improve public safety. So that project, I mean, this is all information that I've got from the internet, and it's not from exclusively from the city. Everything is public information. So I think the main project started off in 2024, and the implementation was sometime in 2025. They're still extending it, but the fun part is what I wanted to dwell on, because almost for 9 months in 2024 is what they took to come up with how many sit cams that they need and how many ALPRs they need in the city and where they need to be placed. So that's 9 months for you, almost 9 months for you. So the same thing we queried with city sites, and in 3 minutes we got an answer, which is pretty close to what they ended up having and deploying and then they spent around $3 million for that project. So we would have definitely saved them about 20 to 20, actually more, because it's almost 30 to 40% of the time that we could have saved, where they could have started off at a higher level and said, okay, this is where we can actually give you also where to place them. So a lot of the project would have been done already. So when they hired their outside consultants, they start off at a higher level and at a much lower cost. So that's the fun part. So we not only give you the details of like what the solution would be, but then we'd also give you actionable plans and also a downloadable report that you can download and then start working from there. So instead of starting at level 0, you can start off at level 4 or 5. And so that's where the savings actually comes from, savings in productivity and also savings in costs of outsourcing or internal resource costs. So, and I do want to emphasize on the fact that, we are having ethical AI because we're using all publicly available data. There is absolutely no sensitive data we touch. And we do not need IT integration because this is not something that, we are using any of the city's internal systems. So we don't need to integrate with the city IT. And it's ethical because we're not introducing any kind of bias. In our models or in our algorithms, we don't introduce any kind of bias. So you can be assured that whatever you're getting is truly something that you would have worked on for weeks and months and then we're just giving it to you faster because of the fact that we are curating it with the help of AI. You know, we're not the magicians here, AI is, and the fact that city size is possible today only because we're using the power of AI. But what we've added on as an extra layer, of course, is the fact that, you know, the domain expertise and in the proprietary algorithms. You know, one advisor is sitting right here. He has about 300 patents in that space. So, you know, he was advising us on what the innovative component is that can go into this. So that's the whole magic potion there. And so I just wanted to really emphasize on this one. So the key takeaways is, you know, based on our research and white paper and the research done by, you know, the best practices from many organizations, we can very comfortably say that we are able to deliver around 25% productivity in terms of like either reducing costs or internal resource, you know, taking the load off the internal staff. We are not saying that you do not have to hire consultants, or we're not saying that the staff need to be laid off. We're just saying we make their work easier. We take off the drudgery. And so even in terms of like outsourcing to consultants, we give them, instead of starting at ground zero, you start off at a much higher level, thus saving consulting costs of us, saving the city money, and then translates to resident satisfaction automatically. So, and the whole thing is because we can give you everything that is relevant in terms of metrics and data and grant information, budget tracking, and all these other good things in the matter of minutes instead of months. So, thank you all so much for, you know, being our audience today, that we could, you know, tell you more about city sites. I deeply appreciate this opportunity, and we would love to partner with the city of Cupertino so you can see firsthand, experience firsthand, and to leverage firsthand the everything that city sites has to offer. I also want to especially thank Lindsay and Marilyn to help us set this up. So thank you, and we're open for any kind of questions that you might have.
Thank you.
So are you currently working with cities now?
We're at this point, we just 15 days ago is when we are all set and we're ready to, you know, send out the pilots. So what we did, however, was work with a lot of cities to get the voice of customers. So which means like you'll get their feedback, what is important, what is not important, of everything which went into these products. So we worked with a lot of cities around the Bay Area. Mayors, vice mayors, council members, city managers, financial directors. We worked with all of them, and yes, and everyone was very excited about everybody. We have just started off like implementing it.
And I'm curious, because you're not using city data, you're using public data.
Public data.
So what public data are you using?
So there's plenty of public data, like census data is one, which
Sure.
is, you know, huge, that, you know, it's the backbone of almost every city decision making. We also use EPA data, AQI data. We use public safety data. We also use budget data, which is public data for all the cities. So to name a few. And then we have, a few other datas.
Yeah, I mean, if we're gonna put out those kind of numbers and show Cupertino in a certain light, we would need to know exactly where that data is coming from and how it's being calculated. You know, your example of ALPRs, you know, there's a good analysis that goes into those locations, and we have to do our due diligence to ensure that we pick those locations. And again, that's the sheriff's office, so it's not necessarily Cupertino, but I'm just saying, you couldn't just do an analysis and say, okay, the AI said this, you know what I mean? Like, you would need to have some good details as far as exactly how that analysis was done, what data went into it. I mean, there's a lot of factors there that people aren't gonna just rely on, you know, an AI that, you know, has a magical, you know, answer. So I just think that, yeah, you definitely need just a good understanding of what is going into these tools.
Absolutely, and that's a really great point. So I think in the Dublin example was, you know, to say that you start off at a higher level. So you start off with, an analysis of, okay, we need 82 ALPRs and we need 32 sit camps, and these can be in this location. And then afterwards, you get to take that and then do your due diligence and say, okay, is this, is this viable? Is this viable? So you don't start off with like, a 9-month study as to like, oh, where do we need? So that's what I was trying to say, that you start off at level 4 and 5 instead of at level 0. And that's where this comes in, because it really speeds up the process by giving you that kind of information. As far as, the sources, we will always be giving you the sources as to where where are we getting this information from? So it can be.
Yeah, data is so hard, right? I mean, we do it all the time internally. We're building our own AI agents, and there's a lot of massaging that goes into these data sets to make sure that you're getting a good viable answer that you can replicate in your. It's just pulling in all of these disparate systems. It would just be, I would just want to, make sure that we're getting valuable data, like accurate, valuable data. I think that's the key part, right? Is ensuring that whatever's going into it is actually, and what we're seeing as a result on these dashboards is, giving us data we can rely on, and that we could feel confident about saying that,
One of the things to identify hallucination, for example, right? So you can, with AI, traditionally you get hallucinations. So one way to avoid that is ask it to do retrieval augmented generation, where you have your source of data, which is multiple times curated, and you are only looking from there and not from somewhere else that you have learned. Right, so that's one way. The other way that we have found to be quite useful is stream of thought. So if you have a logic, you go through that logic step by step, evaluating it and giving you the results. So you go do some of these additional tricks on top of massaging, obviously you massage the data as well. But still the logic needs to all well connected across and all has to make sense.
right.
Right.
Yes.
And then being transparent about it as well, so that's the final thing that will convince you, it will show you the steps, how things are derived, not just, yeah, trust me.
Yeah, that's the part I would need to see.
Right,
Yeah.
I have a
We were
couple
very
questions about that too. Cause, sorry, I know I'm late to the party. But it seems like ethical AI and ethical development AI, like development and data sourcing is very important to you based on the bits that I caught at the end. But I also, and I'm sure you put lots of work into it, I'm sure can tell you're very proud of your proprietary algorithms, all the stuff that you put into it. But you said a couple times that we make sure to completely eliminate bias by only using the public data. How do you square that goal to eliminate bias with the introduction of, as you said, massaging the data and proprietary algorithms that could potentially introduce some of that data back, that bias back?
So,
Yeah, so one of the, so this comes in the realm of responsible AI, right? So the bias is usually it creeps in the system when you have a majority and a minority, and you train the data on majority. Or you, even when you are doing the curation, you only focus on the majority because that's what you learn. In our scenario, we make sure that the data is balanced. There are statistical tests that are done to ensure that you have a balanced data, and based on those, the decisions are made, and not just all the data that you throw in there. Because then minorities will have no chance of succeeding in a scenario like that.
Thank you, because yes, as you mentioned in some of my work, there's also underrepresentation in the data
Right.
of the minority compared
Exactly.
to the life, because you get that statistical sampling bias. Even when we attempt to take all the data as it would to theoretically.
Yeah, take as is, then yeah, you would run into the majority bias.
Yeah.
Already built in, and then whatever AI does will have that built in. So we take a lot of effort to balance the data balancing is one of the critical ways you can, especially when you are using things like RAG, you want to make sure that it is seeing the balanced data.
Sorry, I know, like, you have a couple statisticians working on the problem presumably?
I have sent the whole entire slide set to Lindsay.
Okay, awesome. I'll take a look after this.
Yes.
Yeah, please forward. So with the city of Dublin that you are working, to their data also.
Now, we worked with the city of Dublin just to get their VOC, you know, what was important, what is not important. We have not deployed our solution to city of Dublin. And this was in retrospect, you know, that, you know, I wanted to draw the comparison.
Okay, to develop your proof of concept, you.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
Is it deployed anywhere?
Oh, no, we just started, you know, like, it's about 15 days since we've actually completed the product, the MVP, and the, you know, the pilot is ready to go. So we are just starting to talk to a lot of cities to, you know, set up and then, you know, just to, you know, give the demonstration and then see if we can get onto a pilot. So that's the whole answer all the questions that.
What's your, oh, sorry.
Sorry.
What's your business model? How do you, what's your licensing model?
The license model is a subscription based.
Subscription for the city as a whole
For
or?
the city as a whole, yeah.
It's
It like
based-
100 licenses or like, you know, 50 licenses
Is it by user or by city population size?
per user.
But your data your application can also get the proprietary data of the city and generate. Right? Your application can also, like suppose you are doing a trial with city of Cupertino, can take the data from Cupertino and process it and generate it.
Yeah, I mean, if you're referring to like something like the budget tracker where, you know, every department can upload their own budget, so then it'll be a lot more, you know, the run rates are going to be a lot more real in that case. Because this is a general run rate that we have, you know, a linear way that we have computed because without not knowing exactly how much each department in Cupertino has spent already. So, you know, they'll be having a way to upload their own budgets so that they are having that clarity as to like how much they've spent and what is the run rate left.
We have all that in the website.
Yeah, the budget book's on the website.
All the cities have the budgets on the websites, yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you have a budget tracker or not sure if you have a budget tracker.
We do, yeah, we have online transparency tools that allow you to go in and analyze the budget data.
Like OpenGov, but OpenGov doesn't compare their data to, it's only one city with them.
Exactly, yes.
You know.
Great questions, thank you so much.
Yes, thank you,
Yeah.
appreciate it.
So Chair, can we go to public comment?
Public comments.
We have no speakers, Chair.
Please forward their presentation.
The
Commission.
the whole commission.
Okay.
Thank you
We
very
can go to
much,
the.
we appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity and thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, so next up,
News presentation.
You all.
yes, yes, yes,
Okay.
definitely.
Thank you so much again.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming, nice meeting you.
Would I be contacting just in case the.
Contact me.
Okay.
Yeah, but you have Marilyn's contact, so,
We do have.
yeah, so we'll go through Marilyn.
Yes.
Thank
okay.
you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
My apologies.
No worries at all.
I look forward to seeing.
Thank you for your insightful questions.
Thank you. I'm just glad to see my training. So.
Thank you, Lindsay.
Thanks everyone. Thanks for giving me this opportunity.
Everybody knows Naidu, he was commissioner.
I used to be a commissioner previously from 2020 to 2024 in this.
I thought you looked familiar.
So
So when I talk to Marilyn, he says, oh yeah, Naidu, I have all the information I don't need.
So I do have some bias because I am from Cupertino. I've been living here for over 24 years, and my co-founder Kavita Gondi is also a Cupertino resident for over 2 decades. And given that I have worked here, I would like to continue contributing to the city and whatever means and whatever in my life that I do. So as I'm a co-founder and a CTO of Cyphers, company is actually registered in Sunnyvale, but pretty much all the things happen here in the city. So we would like to bring and present and see kind of where the innovation is happening and what could be a possibility for city to explore as we live and breathe, right? And pretty much like any government or a commercial, we do consume the technologies and we do consume commercial technologies, and we continuously look at avenues to optimize and do better. And on the other hand, cities also grapple with the ongoing cost escalations and budgetary constraints and ongoing struggles to how to meet all the things while continuing to serve the community. You know. So I, as a history for myself, working in the technology where I was a CIO and CISO before, managing a startup, IT and people technologies in small startups, as well as some bigger companies. And also co-founder, she worked in a company where she managed large projects that are integrated. I mean, if you really look at, for example, very, very mature technologies, the companies have been there for about a couple of decades. They have accumulated enough customers, they have matured enough. Still, if you really have to bring 4 or 5 different tools together and make them work, they don't necessarily work. You end up building your own team of a dozen people, spending a few $1 million, spending about a year or two to actually get the value out of those tools. I mean, I typically compare these things as if it is a car company, if you're trying to buy a car, you're basically getting a kind of a bare bones car without having any nice features. And you have to take it to a service center to make it work. That's not how you buy the car, but the technology has been that, right? Typically, you buy a tool and you bring an implementation team, and the implementation team would spend about months actually making it work for you. Now, how is that a what you call like a finished product, right? We don't necessarily accept, but that's how the technology has been. And of course, you can challenge that premise and say technology evolves so fast, and often vendors actually deliver it half baked and then let the partners and actually go and implement. And typically, what we have seen in my experience also is that if you spend $1 on the tool itself, you probably spend about $3 to $4 implement and actually get the value out of it. I mean, that's not typically how the end products that we consume, right? So with this kind of an experience, we really wanted to flip the thing and say, when you buy a tool that really is supposed to serve you, your implementation cost should not be anywhere a fraction of that cost, right? And that led us to build this foundation. Once we built the foundation, that actually enabled us to build any number of tools and technologies that any business, any service organization, any government consume day to day. In this case, obviously, we're talking about HR, IT services, and CRM or any ERP solutions. They're all there. We are serving some of the customers, some 40% direct customers. And we also have some partners who actually deployed our solution on their own public cloud as well as their own data center, or perhaps on our own cloud, and be able to white label and serve their own clients as well. And we have over 5,000 end users consuming this technology, and we are globally spread out. We have a few customers in India, a couple of Pacific Islands, and a couple of them in US as well. So
What kind of customer?
so we do see a pattern of telecommunications, kind of a tier 3, tier 4, or telecommunication service providers, ISPs in the Pacific Islands, where they have automated all their internal tools. One of the case studies we will see, Vodafone. I pretty much consolidate all of them into our platform so that these departments don't have to depend on the IT and say, hey, I need a help. And you actually file a ticket and the IT may take their own time. And in the process, your backlog keeps growing, right? And today, HR department pretty much manages their own work. They never go and knock on IT department. Finance department, they pretty much all process all their payrolls and never go and talk to IT. There is no need for it. IT has their own purpose in the business. They do their part, right? It's an engineering services in the case of telecommunications. But when it comes to these business functions, whether it is HR, CRM, or payrolls, finance, accounting, you don't need to go day to day and say, hey, I need to do something. Can you help me? Because what platform also does is gives you a business user to actually configure the way they want it, as opposed to business user forced to fit into those platforms that are there today. Right? So that's a bit different. And that's the premise, and we have built it and we've been delivering it, and would like to give an opportunity and see if there is a need or a technology team can definitely explore and take it.
So just to be, direct with you, we just are implementing an ERP, and we literally are completing the contract. It's going out for signatures in the next couple of days. So, we're not looking for an HR platform. If it was, tools that helped with specific things with HR that maybe the platform didn't currently do, then that would be something that we would explore. But as far as like an ERP, we have that covered, right? We've spent a couple years now getting this new replacement ERP system approved and selected. It's a huge process of going through that, and we're finally at the finish point where we're about to implement. So we're not exactly looking for a custom ERP solution at this time, right? But if you had pieces that, AI tools that were helping with, procurement or HR, like specific things that could be time savers, then that would be something we would explore.
Absolutely. Thank you for filling in. So typically, anywhere we walk in, we don't expect it's an empty slate where you just adopt the tool and
Right.
what we call like a green environment, right? And the life is that there are already tools and there is data and there's processes that are serving the community.
Yeah.
And at the same time, as you said, one ERP tool, if it took like a couple of years to bring it to life, and that really speaks of the current complexity and implementations and all those things, right?
Yeah.
Just to clarify, it was 2 years. They haven't started the implementation. That's the city.
Oh,
That's
requirements.
the city
So
going
approval.
through an assessment of what we currently have.
Sure.
So,
Yep, yep.
Request for proposal.
Yeah,
Yep.
going to council asking for
Yeah,
the
got it.
approval. I mean,
Yep,
it's
yep.
it's
Yeah,
it's a
yeah.
long.
It's an upfront approval
If
process.
we were to attempt to implement this, it would be another 2 years.
That's the difference. If the tool would take 2 years, we'll have some metrics that would actually probably take a fraction of the time.
No, I mean, in
A
order for us to
fraction-
buy any tool, it takes 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, the typical time for a purchase process,
It's faster.
Purchase process, yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Also, buying takes 2 years.
Typically, I mean, so if you really have to do upfront assessments and comparisons, all sorts of,
Yeah, those are the hurdles a government has to go through.
everybody has to go through.
Yeah.
There is no free money.
Right, exactly.
Maybe working government.
Yeah.
And so absolutely, as I mentioned, if there are systems and there are gaps and there are difficulties, absolutely this platform can bridge those gaps and connect with the existing systems, be able to give you power to drive the value out of those systems.
Okay.
Particularly, even if you have to just go and bring another integration player to connect with these systems and give the value, because the integrations, I mean, the way I look at it is, you have a number of these vertical pillars in any environment. Now, typically to connect these things, you bring an integration layer, right? Integration is not cheap.
Yeah.
It takes its own cost
Yes,
and its own life cycle.
yes,
Bring the value out of it.
yes,
Now, every vendor is bringing their own AI on top of it, right? That doesn't necessarily mean that the underlying in pillars costs are going away. They're still there, right? Yes, there is some new value they're bringing. They're also at times adding more cost because they're now saying, "Oh, we are bringing AI, right? You need to pay for that." So those are the things that we are trying to address and say, "Hey, so you really don't have to think so many of them." And bloated IT organization. I'm not saying that the IT organization don't have relevance; they do absolutely. But what is the optimal value that you really need to do? So that's the premise and how we built the platform and enabling any type of business. And anything, for example, if you're even a non-IT person, with a little bit of a help, you will be able to, in a secure manner, plumb the tool and get the value out of it.
okay,
That's the kind of a sophistication the platform is.
got it.
So if there are some gaps
Yes.
we have, we can fill those gaps.
Absolutely. So for example, if customization or a building custom value based on the existing tools itself may take a few months and a lot of money, you can probably explore this as well. Because we allow you to connect with a proper authentication system and extract the data, and you don't necessarily sometimes you don't have to copy the data. Where the data sits there, you connect the data and you drive your whole workflow and you get the value out of it. So we have
We also create a custom solution for city of Cupertino for that need. You can also.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely, yes. So it's not just the product. I mean, so you can buy the services. If it really comes to the implementing this whole thing, you can absolutely do it.
It definitely would be down the road after we get.
Yes.
We're gonna be all.
No expectations at this point, but presenting if there is a company and there is a team here in
Yes.
town, we walk away from them.
We appreciate it. Thank you very much for presenting and for showing us what you have.
So I have a few slides. If you have some more time, I can just walk through.
Sure.
I think I pretty much laid out the story why we built it and how the history has been in the IT and a number of tools that are there wherever you go. No bias towards or against any of the vendors that have been listed here. But I would say some of us probably have worked in any of these companies too. But that's been the history and the evolution of the technologies. And as you see on the left side, any implementations would typically take months and a number of disparate tools there, and the time it takes as well as the efficiencies, particularly in the last 2 decades or so, as we have seen the cloud adoption, and as you keep going and buying these tools, the utilization of these tools are not really so great. And there is a lot of inefficiencies that have been accumulated over time. And so if you really think about all these things, right? So fragmented data in multiple systems and undocumented workflows, hidden decision logics and legacy systems, you bring all of them together, you have one place where you can query the data and extract the value out of it. Now, for example, at the bottom, so we are also bringing AI. I'll talk about it, how our AI differs from the existing AI stories, right? Hallucination. So in this case, say if you ask the query and say payroll increased by so much, and it would actually extract the data out of your systems and present the data to you. So you don't really have to think about how to write a query and then extract the data. Now, so why and what our platform is, as you see, the number of the Legos or perhaps the tools, right? HR, ERP, payroll, CRM, finance, and approvals, workflows, and any custom contracts and all those things can be plumbed on top of this.
Have you worked with any governments? Because governments have a lot of regulation around employment, benefit, I mean, all those different factors where a lot of that is already built into these existing government ERP systems that are really built for what we do. You know, this definitely seems potentially more for smaller companies or even bigger companies, but that don't have as many regulations and specific.
So I will give one example here is at least there are two agencies. One is obviously local telecommunications, partly funded by New Zealand government. And there is actually an airport authority who has also implemented this solution.
Okay.
And they have some policies and practices and regulations. And but yes, definitely we have a lot more sophisticated and a lot more complex rules and all those things.
Yeah, yeah.
So, by the way, so when it comes to the platform itself, we do have a ISO 27001 and GDPR privacy InfoSec compliances already. So one thing I wanted to mention this here is when we talk about all these tools, we mention about the unified data layer so that you don't have the data sitting in fragmented systems, right? You all have one view, one data, and based on the user role and business function, you enable the activity that can be done and drive the whole function. And so the beauty of the system is that, yes, like a traditional systems, you don't take a lot of time to actually go and plumb these things and do custom programming. This is actually pretty much all visually driven. So business team can actually adapt an existing one and customize to their own needs. Or if you really need a custom application to be developed, a completely new one based on the existing tools and data, we can actually drive that most of the time with visual driven. So there is no programming involved. Now with all this visually driven, what we call the no-code platform, right? So
Low code.
no code platform.
Yeah.
Don't write the code. We don't generate the code.
You will generate all this.
We never generate the code at all in the platform. It's purely data driven. So in terms of value, obviously we have some metrics. As you can see, the workflows done much faster and a lot more operational efficiencies that you see, and real-time decision making because you have all the data in one place. You don't have to go around hunting and integrating and connecting challenges. And we do have the mobile applications as well. So comparing with the traditional systems versus our system, obviously there are a number of metrics and values that we bring. As you can see, the current systems that if you have to implement it take months, whereas we can actually bring them to life in weeks. And who builds and how it can be done, you don't really need a dedicated, highly proficient, high-cost technology teams. Business teams can pretty much customize them and actually plumb them. And coming to the AI integration, I will have one slide that will expose exactly how we are bringing AI, but it is already there. And system architecture, as much as the existing systems have been built in the traditional technologies, that's actually a learning lesson for us to actually how to do it differently. That's where we brought the new system in. That really enables anything can be an application layer, and applications can be composed in a modular way while having the data at the same as a unified layer. And all of these things actually bring a lot of cost advantages as well as data security because you don't have a data spread out and you don't know exactly which system is being accessed and all the additional security layers that you can bring, right? All those things get simplified. So this is the scenario Prabir I was mentioning about Vodafone Cook Island. And they have replaced 6 different systems that were kind of a obviously some of them are for legacy, and some of these practices were manual, and they were dependent on the IT teams. And as you involve people, there are errors, and human errors get introduced, and all of them are removed. Okay. And there's another services company, they have benefited by automating all their internal process. It's a Bay Area company.
Vodafone is a big name.
This is Vodafone Cook Island.
Yeah, I just can't help but notice that the city of Cupertino has a population 5 times the size of that of the Cook Islands.
Yes, Cook Island is
Their
definitely.
population,
Sorry?
you knew their population.
Yes, okay, I might be slightly underestimating. We're like 75, they're what, like 15, probably? Maybe 20?
Yes,
I might give them 20, maybe we're only 3 times the size.
Right.
But like,
but it's actually now the CEO of Vodafone Cook Island actually challenged the parent company, went against, actually demonstrated. Now everybody else is following.
I'm mostly surprised that the Cook Islands has their own telecom company.
Yeah, 17,300 people.
Yeah,
Oh, thank you.
7,000.
70.
Oh, 17. I was saying, okay, well, that's a lot smaller.
So yeah, I pretty much spoke about the benefits of the platform that brings the application building and delivering the value. And that's the summary. And so regarding the AI, I wanted to lay out where and how we do things. As you can see, the top left, the Cypher's core is actually a traditional transactional system that is not touched by AI. When you talk about the data has to be deterministic. I want to make sure that accuracy is still maintained, right? But we do use AI-driven tools for all our development where they actually bring the value, and that's all the edges that you can see. Okay. Now the second one is the AI-driven analytics. Obviously, when you present the data, that's exactly where the plenty of the value that is driving in the society today is by reasoning your data, right? And the analytics and insights are absolutely great value, and we are offering. Now, where else AI can also help is AI is actually giving you the workflows. When you have the data with a deterministic foundation, now you enable in a solution layer the workflows that actually is driven by AI. Now, what else is possible? We're also presenting the data as you consume. Perhaps you can bring your own AI model keys if you already have them, or we can offer the keys. And at the end of the day, we can present who is consuming how much, which tool is consuming how much, in what time frame, so that you get the visibility of it as well. So that's the presentation.
Thank you. Any questions?
And anyone else?
But this is not my core strength, so.
Yeah,
Chair,
not my course.
Sorry. Are you talking? Did I interrupt you?
What's it?
Did I interrupt you?
No, I said not my core strength either.
I just wanted to check and make sure that we went to public comment.
Yeah, in public comment.
We have no speakers.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. Thanks for coming. We appreciate it.
Yes.
Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you.
Now we move to commissions adopted work plan, right?
This is very tiny to read. So we do have to review the work plan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I know this is the default font size, but
This,
Yeah, this is what we had gone through last time, page 13 of the whole.
making me feel old. Ah, sorry.
Is there a quick question? Is this the right time to ask question?
sure.
So, is there a safety initiative for the council or is,
Where do you see that?
no, I'm seeing here public engagement and transparency. I forgot what the different council goals are for this year. For the cybersecurity event, it's
Uh,
categorized under,
yeah, under public engagement and transparency.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think the public engagement part applies here. This transparency is like no dollars involved on it. It's
Hmm.
voluntary.
So are we good with this or we want to make any changes?
I'm good.
Yeah, it looks fine.
Can we go to public comment before we close the item?
Yeah, we have, when we were driving the cybersecurity.
Yeah, you have to
Yeah,
have
yeah,
a public
public
comment.
comment on the items.
We have no speakers, Chair.
That's the next,
Yeah, yeah,
agenda.
just to know, clarify on the owners, while we were doing cybersecurity.
Yeah.
And then ethical use of AI. We are wondering what.
I thought you have
I thought you-
created subcommittees.
Yeah, yeah.
for
Yeah,
that.
you saw the cybersecurity subcommittee, the event committee.
That's, Sudeep, the vice chair and I. are
Yes.
the
Yeah, same as,
Cybersecurity subcommittee.
and robotics. Will work on that, anybody else?
You are planning to create a subcommittee for that? I can consider that.
I was going to have a subcommittee on that. In fact, that's.
No, we know.
Created that, we talked about it.
For
Talked
robotics?
about it being an
Yeah.
item.
No,
but
no, we
never
didn't
created
create.
a subcommittee.
We didn't create.
Oh, we didn't create it.
No,
No.
the only subcommittee we created was for the cybersecurity event.
Right.
And then there is a accurate and digital implementation.
So is this more like bringing ideas?
Yeah.
Okay, but, okay. So,
They have an
I
event.
think they've been doing that, right? Like with the 4 presentations we've got. I thought the 4 presentations we've gotten were.
Covered that,
The one
yeah.
item. I thought that was the idea. Am I misunderstanding?
Oh, you.
that was my thinking.
They're saying
We
they're.
don't necessarily
covered.
need a subcommittee, we
Okay.
had those
Okay.
presentations. They were all related.
All good, yeah.
Okay, so then we'll move forward with the cybersecurity event and the robotics subcommittees. So do you guys wanna vote on who's gonna be part of the subcommittee?
But we
We
can't
already,
create a subcommittee without that being explicitly set in the agenda.
Oh,
Okay, that can't be part of the work program item. Good to know.
It has to explicitly say form a subcommittee to XYZ.
oh. I think we've done.
Oh, it has to be on the agenda?
Yeah.
We've definitely been forming.
Yeah, you can put that.
subcommittees.
We have without it being on the agenda, so let's make a
Thank you,
note of that.
Lindsay.
Yeah, of course.
So basically, we're adding a vote to create a subcommittee.
Yeah.
All right, so then do we move to item 5?
Item 5 is subcommittee update.
Mm-hmm.
So the first item is that we had to finalize the date,
Yes.
right, for the cybersecurity event. So we sent out surveys to the potential panelists as well as to the council members and the city mayor. And the date that's emerging as that's is October 1st.
Okay.
Okay.
October 1st seems to be convenient for all the panelists as well as the mayor as well.
And what day of the week is October 1st?
I believe it's a Thursday.
Thursday.
So looks like that's, I think we'll have to vote on that to finalize that, right?
Don't, I don't think.
I don't even know if we can, I don't even know if we can do that.
Yeah, no, we can just finalize. But Thursday is a good day, I think.
Yeah,
End of the week, it'd be easier for people to go.
I
Right.
just, for the information of the panel, I will almost certainly be unavailable that week,
Okay.
but it'll be the whole week, so don't move anything on my account.
Well, that's the one day that works for everyone, all.
Totally
I
understand.
think that's the day we need to stick with.
This is not a request, just an FYI.
okay. And so Mayor Killimore has agreed to inaugurate the event as well.
Well, that's nice.
You know, any, so we have a lot of panelists, so we need to finalize how many panelists we need. Last time we had 5, including the moderator. Right, and
5 right now?
that we have like 7 or 8.
Oh, do we?
I don't know if everyone will make it, so my thought process is finalized on the 4, right? We said we'll have only 5 last time. I think that was a good amount.
We had 5 last time, not including the mod, not including you.
Not including me, we had 5.
I think so. Yeah,
Ramesh, Robert, Trupti, Inai,
it was 4.
it was 4.
Yeah, including you, right?
Have we
Yeah,
broadened our scope in terms of companies that they all work for this year?
Well, last year they were abroad. It was the
Okay.
first year
Yeah.
It was the
that we
first
had
year
a
there
couple
was
from
abroad.
yeah.
Palo Alto.
This was completely
You're right.
from
That was the
different
first year.
sectors.
That's awesome.
Actually, we had 5 plus you, the Homeland security guy dropped off in the last.
Correct, that's true.
Back on.
So he's showing availability as well.
Yes.
Is he-
So I think we should bring him in.
Is he still planning to dial in or will he be?
No, he'll be present, yeah.
Yeah, in person is important.
Yeah. So we should bring him in this time, right?
Yes,
If
for
he
sure.
can make
That's a
it.
good perspective.
And then I haven't checked with Trupti, but all the other panelists are available
Okay.
for October 1st. And Tommy was going to check with Erin.
He did, and she was available, but not on the 1st.
And we.
Yeah. She was only available the 7th, I think, of the dates.
Oh.
That was Erin West, the one that did it 2 years back. She's retired now, but she worked in the DA's office, so she had some really.
Yeah,
good-
she had a very good insight, I
She was the
remember.
best presenter and just,
Oh, okay.
you know,
And
especially.
some of the real world cases she
Yeah.
talked about.
Yeah, and things that were eye-opening to
Yeah, yeah.
all of us and the kids that were there, which
Yeah.
was really nice. So we did talk about bringing that Ria on, remember?
Right.
She has the experience, she works with kids, I think she is high
So,
school or just after high school age. So that might be a good perspective and just trying to get more younger, the youth audience to attend.
right.
Yeah.
So Ria, Madeline,
Chair.
She's the one that reached out. She has some cybersecurity momentum or act or some kind of.
Training
She
for
does
high school
training, but she has
students.
a movement. Thank you. That's
Okay.
what I was looking
Yeah.
for. She has
You
a,
all got email from her, right?
yes, yes.
So she's, we are checking on her availability.
Okay, good.
And if possible, we'll bring her in for the next commission.
Take me. Oh,
Yeah.
perfect.
That's the plan.
Oh, we
Yes,
can put that on the
great.
agenda then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know Marilyn's working on it, right?
Marilyn's
Marilyn's working on it. Okay. Yeah, she was gonna come to this one, but I don't think it worked out. Okay.
So that's the plan right now. So shall we finalize the date as
Yes.
October 1st and inform Marilyn?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, she would appreciate it. Then we can nail down everything else as far as the city goes.
Yeah,
Video group and all of that.
yeah. Because last time we had some issues.
Yeah, well, we had to change it up.
Because we were thinking of things in the last minute and we couldn't make things happen.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So, okay.
That's the subcommittee report.
Okay. And the other one you will start working. We'll have something by next week.
Now, is our next meeting scheduled for July 1st or July 8th?
It's usually the first Wednesday of the month.
I can make it on the 1st.
2 months.
If it gets moved in
I-
July, I won't be able to attend.
I won't.
July 1st.
July 1st. So I can get Tommy to fill in or we can move it. It's up to you guys. It just depends if other people are on vacation that.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Wait, July 1st is a Thursday.
Yeah.
So no, it wouldn't be July 1st. It would be the 7th and I'll be.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
My
You are-
goodness,
Go to the next
But
week.
here on
this looks like
7th.
July 1st is a
Um,
Wednesday to me.
July
Am I
1st?
not
I thought it was a
including
Wednesday.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm in 27th.
Okay.
I went a little too
All
far.
right, July 1st is a Wednesday.
It is a
It is a
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
So it would be that week, but that is a holiday week. A lot of people have.
Yeah, I'm
Yes,
not
so
around.
we have the,
Okay.
we have
Yeah.
the 6th off as our holiday day and not the 3rd. But
You have
there
the
were-
6th off?
Yeah, we have the 6th
Hmm.
off as our substitute day.
Ours, the
I
3rd.
think I also have the same.
6th of,
So does the 8th work for your calendars? We could throw that out there.
Would work for me.
yeah,
I'm good
8th
with
is
that
good
for-
for me.
Okay. So we'll,
I don't know if I'll be able to participate on the 8th because I may be on travel. I'm going to India, but I don't remember the exact date.
if you're in India, can you join
No,
remotely?
if I'm in India, that's fine. I can participate
Okay.
remotely.
Okay.
But if I'm in between
Travel.
transit,
Okay, I see.
then it'll be difficult.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. Well, we'll evaluate if the 8th even works for the city, meaning this room's available and we can make that work. And then get back to you. And in the meantime, you can let us know.
Yeah, I think I should be able to. Currently, as it looks, I'm traveling on the 4th. Yeah, I should.
So
be
8th
able
you
to-
should be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I should be able
Traveling
to
on the
participate.
Yeah.
Or if they should be celebrating.
So
Okay.
it gladly works for you. Okay. Staff and commission reports.
So do we have to take public comment?
Public comment.
Yes, we do. We have no speakers, Chair.
Okay,
It's a good day.
okay. Staff and commission reports. I can talk about the mayor's meeting. So we had the mayor's meeting on April 18th. And actually, have you, anyone here listened to the mayor's presentation that Kitty gave?
At the meeting? At that meeting?
Not at the meeting. She has this, she gives the annual city address, right?
Yes.
Oh, the state of the city.
State of the city.
Yeah, she went through that once more.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, yeah.
okay.
But also she went deeper into some of the things, issues. So one of the things she noted was the property tax is collected by the county, right? And it goes to the city, meaning it's not collected by city of Cupertino.
Right. It
And
goes to the county and then gets distributed.
Yeah, goes to the state, county collects.
Okay.
Or maybe the county, yeah. So the Santa Clara County, they have it in a pretty, the way it is set up, that Cupertino is in a very bad place. Ours is like the property revenue share is like the lowest in Santa Clara County. So Palo Alto gets 15%, Milpitas gets 12%, Cupertino gets 6%.
Why is that?
She said it was something historic, like this was set up some time back, 30, 40 years back. And
Oh, it's probably based on population at the time or something.
yeah, depending on the state of development or something, like Milpitas, there was nothing there. I think Milpitas developed later, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And yeah, so Milpitas got a bigger share and Cupertino and Saratoga were considered pretty developed, so we are like 6% and lot of them are like 12 and 15%. And property,
Palo Alto has 15%.
yeah,
I'm sure Palo Alto was also developed at that time.
yeah, but somehow it has ended up. So I was talking to like all of us were asking, can't you go? And he says, no, it can't be because all the other cities have to agree to it. And because their budget is fixed, if they increase somebody, that means they have to lower somebody.
Right.
So that's why it's going to be brutal to renegotiate. But property tax is such a massive number. So if you are getting 6%, somebody is getting 15%, you are not getting that much money
Right,
to run your city.
right.
No, but this is
They take-
6% of what is collected from your city,
Yes,
right?
Sorry, we
Every
only
city
get-
has
sorry, we keep 6% of what is
yeah,
collected by
yeah,
our city?
they
collected
send
from
us 6%.
Cupertino.
They keep 94% of our.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's-
What about the school
So
district?
like Palo Alto gets 15% and they keep 85. It's
So
a
why,
bad split.
why do they have to take part of the percentage from another city? If
Yeah,
It's
because
from
it
our
is,
city.
it is our,
full of money,
either it is coming from county. So it's between county and the city, not with any other city.
No, everybody is represented, they have to agree on it.
Is the
Because
idea being the
if
county,
your budget
for
goes up,
example, the county
that
needs
means
$1
the
million,
back end have to
so
make it
if they
up
give
from
us
something.
back an extra 100,000. they
So
keep
county
100,000.
still wants their
Is
fixed
that
budget,
Yeah.
but they're saying if I'm going to.
because from like Palo Alto, they're taking 15%. From just the funds that come from Palo Alto.
Yeah,
No, he said like, oh, they,
Oh, they're giving back.
like they give back 15%, like
Right.
they keep 85% of Palo
Yeah.
Alto and they
Right.
keep 94% of Cupertino or whatever.
But how is that fair? That doesn't seem,
yeah, it looks like, it's going to be so heavily contested that Cupertino and Saratoga will not have the votes to.
well, in the
Yeah.
county, the county right
So
now.
what
is
what is the
underwater.
next course of action, or it was just a FIR?
Just FYI.
But there was no, like, we're doing this about this.
No.
I thought there was another one that I saw as a public, I read in the public was the sheriff's
Contract.
contract, they sort of increased it.
They
And we
increased
we
it.
were renegotiating
Yeah,
that
so
contract.
that license plate reader, the reason it got cancelled is, I think Santa Clara County could not work out the deal with the existing vendor, so they have to find another vendor.
No, it was because,
Yeah,
it was because that vendor had known to, basically.
leak data.
Leak data, I
Leak
said.
data and go against what the policy, what they agreed to
I
in the
see.
policy.
Yeah.
And so they want to still allow ALPRs, but they don't want to allow
Yes,
Flock as a
you are
vendor
correct.
because they abuse their. Yeah.
Yeah, but this is.
I had a whole analysis on flock cameras actually. On what the issues are. I sent it to you.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah, but yeah, we really need that because crime is like going through the roofs.
and there's other vendors out there.
Yeah, I think they are talking to them.
So we're waiting for basically all of the cities to come together and the county to decide which vendor they want to go with, because it doesn't make sense for us to all select our own.
Also, this property tax, if they just standardize all same.
Yeah.
But will do so much better,
Yeah,
because there will be a lot more dollars.
but I don't know how they,
Well,
how
I
they make
I
that.
didn't
So we are
understand that.
subsidizing others. Because our property tax is very high, right?
No, we are not subsidizing. County is getting more money out of us.
Yes,
So
Right.
county is
yes,
providing services to all the cities, right? So we are,
It is percentage of the property tax collected from that city.
yes.
Yeah,
Right.
they keep
Yeah.
94%.
but he's saying
So-
because we're paying, they're giving us
More.
Instead of
less, we're
85.
paying more, that we're helping their
We are not
costs.
helping any other.
No,
city.
No,
we are.
We are helping the
Because the budget is, county's budget is for all the cities, right?
Yeah.
Whatever they do.
I understand. If the assumption is, it is the percentage of the property tax collected from that city.
Yeah.
Not the overall budget of county,
No.
then where does we subsidize any other city?
Because we are giving 94% back.
Yeah, they're.
But that is going in the kitty of county.
Yeah.
Right.
Because the county's budget, our contribution is more than.
Right, but if Palo Alto put in more, we could put in less. That's what he means by we're subsidized.
Because the county is using those funds, right? And they're using more from us. So if we give them less, then they're gonna be strapped, right? Where are they gonna get those additional funds?
From another city, right?
Okay, they want to keep their kitty fixed amount.
Yes, yes,
Exactly,
yeah.
that's the problem.
Well, and the county is already
Yeah, they don't
underwater.
have money
They have
anyway.
no money.
Yeah.
Is that right?
And that's why the sheriff's contract is being renegotiated, because the county is seeing this as a way to get more revenue coming into them because they're underwater.
Right, like the city of Santa Clara can collect like basically no property taxes from, any of the giant major sports venues there. But
No, any major what?
like the 49ers stadium, they pay basically no property, they pay
Oh.
basically no tax.
Oh, they just, to
It's
attract
like,
them, they
yeah, so the,
worked out some.
Yeah.
I mean, you're getting business in a different form, so you're
Yeah.
getting money.
well, they don't get sales tax from it.
Okay. Do we need to go over the calendar?
So,
And then,
commissioners report, from EDC.
And then there were some other stuff like, the housing commission, not the housing, the planning commission was saying. So there is a lot of talk about the Stevens Creek Office Center, 122 unit residential and 66 small lot, and one of them agreed to some BMR housing. And then now they are saying we will not provide BMR housing.
What is the amount?
Below
Below
market rate.
Below market.
Yeah. And so, the city is stuck because the construction is underway and everything. So that has happened in the past and the builder gets away with no BMR.
Maybe they knew, okay, there is a loophole.
Yeah. So they were discussing, some of these were discussed, but, and the team commission was talking about hackathon judges from team. I think everybody got that email, right?
No,
I don't think I saw
I
it.
didn't get that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, actually, I can't forward to the tea commission, but,
We can forward it to
Marilyn.
yeah, hackathon.
Madeline.
Yeah. He has to forward. Because any of us cannot forward.
Okay. So from economic development committee perspective, they're running a few campaigns this summer. One is the shop local campaign. We have July 4th celebrations coming up as well as FIFA. So they want to promote shop local, dine local.
When is FIFA?
Summer, August,
I don't remember the exact date.
summer,
Okay.
Summer.
So it will be at the
49ers.
Right.
Day.
Levi
Yeah.
Stadium?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Levi is getting like, these big concerts. The property values around that has gone.
yeah. So we want to get our share of revenues for the city. So we are encouraging small businesses to provide some special menu.
Or discount, some kind of.
Discount or specific menu that they can mention, because of shop local campaign, they have a special menu offered at a discounted rate, right?
Mhm.
So anyone can make avail of that menu to get that discount. That's one of the things. And another item is that many of the businesses they need to renew their business license yearly, and there's a fees associated with it. I was surprised many of the businesses hadn't renewed that. So we were offering an amnesty program for that.
Yes.
For penalties, right?
Mhm.
If you don't renew it in time, you have to pay penalties. So we are offering an amnesty program. I guess that 100% amnesty ended on April 30th.
Mhm.
And the next 30 days, I believe, is 50% of the amnesty. And also we are having a company called HDL, I think.
Yeah.
HDL, we are going to have them to collect all the business license fees in the future.
Yeah, they're already on board.
They're already on board. What else? So yeah, I went and talked to 3 businesses in Main Street about renewing their business license.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, AT&T and
Oh, that's it.
Orange.
AT&T?
AT&T did not.
AT&T, I'm surprised.
You would be surprised.
I was surprised.
With all those towers and all those fiber line.
This is the AT&T business office, right? That's in Main Street.
I see.
And then I believe Eureka was
But
one
it's
of them,
still
but
AT&T.
then they ended up paying, so they got off my list.
How big are the, how big are
No, they were
the,
having you guys do that. That's.
I'm surprised too.
how big are the dollars?
Those dollar amounts weren't revealed to us.
Okay.
We were just going to talk about the promotion to them. Hey,
Yeah.
get 100% amnesty
Yeah.
if you go and do it right away. So that's what we were.
Yeah. No, I was doing consulting for 2-3 years. I had registered a company. And so I pay in time. I should not pay and get amnesty.
Yeah, well, now we're tracking it. In the past, we just didn't have.
Amnesty is for the fines.
I see.
Yeah.
You still pay.
Okay. I don't operate it, but I still pay just to keep it alive,
Yeah.
the license.
Yeah, those are my updates
So
from
one
EDC.
more thing that we have talked about Apple Day. So I talked to Tina because Kitty told me talk to Tina to see if there is a conflict.
Yeah,
And Tina said, well, other companies may complain that you are favoring. Well,
I
so
mean, I can recruit, what are we having them do? First,
to have an Apple Day and
what is
invite,
Apple Day?
like your new CEO and their Cupertino company, right?
To what?
Just they can come address the city and we give them a red carpet because they are like
Sorry, and they thought I would be involved in this? So
no, I'm just kidding. So
never met the man.
Yeah. so so Tina said it's a good idea, but other companies may complain. I said who? Then she was thinking who may complain. I said okay, Seagate was headquartered. They have moved to Fremont. And Trend Micro was headquartered in Cupertino and they have moved out to some other place, maybe LA.
Well, apparently we have now a list of
Why-
everyone with a business license.
We don't have anyone other than AT&T store or Legend.
No,
I don't think anybody would complain.
I
The
thi-
simple reason is there's no comparison between Apple and any other company in Cupertino.
right, but I think that the thinking behind it was that if Apple wants to do an Apple Day, that's amazing. But Cupertino doesn't have the manpower to add another city event. That would cost the city a lot of just manpower, time and energy, and we just don't have that
Bandwidth.
bandwidth.
Yeah.
So if Apple
Tina
wants
was not
to,
opposed to that. She said we can still do it, but to get the commissioners to write to mayor to create some momentum. She was actually in favor of the idea.
Based on my understanding of Apple's typical protection of their brand, they would be extremely hesitant to participate in any sort of Apple Day. Like, I mean, they might send someone to go talk to this, receive a plaque or something.
Right.
They're not gonna put their brand on anything. They don't do that kind of thing.
Have you talked to people at Apple about this?
Yeah, I can send an email.
Just put the logo, like they sponsor some first
Yeah.
robotics teams, just to put the logo on the robot, it has to go through a 3-week review process, like
Yeah.
for like a 1-inch logo, for something that they gave us.
But before, like, Apple was very involved.
I know.
Like, I remember seeing, and you probably have seen, Steve Jobs used to come and present to
City
council.
council.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's that far off, given that Cupertino is the host city. I mean, if you propose something, it's not going to take anything.
I guess the question is, what are you imagining here? Like, is this just like he comes and talks to city council and
Yeah,
gets a
just
plaque or
people of
something? Like,
Cupertino.
this
you
is
know,
like a 3-minute.
Celebrating that we are headquartered here and
I don't know.
At least it will be a good gesture from the city side, whether they accept it or not,
yeah.
Yeah.
that's up to them.
Someone can
Yes.
write to.
Yeah, so even if, their top doesn't come, they can still send somebody from the management, top management to come in here.
I think you're underestimating the security requirements, but.
Yeah, and what do you mean a good
gesture?
gesture from the city side?
No, but security will be, I think Apple, because last time I went to Google.
Like, is
I-
this the 50th anniversary, like, we love having you in Cupertino kind of plaque, like celebrating our 50-year, like, relationship with that or
Yeah,
something?
yeah.
Like, is that what's happening?
Are we up 50?
No.
Yeah, 50,
Yeah,
it's
they
50
just
this year.
recently-
Oh, it is.
That- That's, it was April.
Yeah, that's a good
Okay,
thing.
so yeah, like a
That's a good.
proclamation or certification, they
No,
come
they do
and.
stuff- they do stuff like that
A
sometimes.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah.
Like one
No, but-
photo op and a little plaque that
Yeah.
they do for the proclamation.
Yeah, at the council meeting.
Yeah, we are doing like, for so many events, right?
I still think we're underestimating the security requirements. However, I think that we probably couldn't get in trouble for proposing something.
I don't think,
Something like that, I mean, if
Yeah,
they
it's
just
like-
come.
yeah, I don't-
Yeah, and security shouldn't be a problem.
security shouldn't be.
Uh,
Because last time I went to Google I/O and the security guard told me when I was going up to several years, I went and told, made with Sundar, because he comes from the same institute in India. And we have met over the years. I presented to him when the Power BI, which is in graphics integrated in their phones. So one security guard said, no, this time we can't go in there. There were 76 security guards inside Google I/O with the police outside.
Wow.
I had in Microsoft, they have security guards in elevator, which Satya Nadella is in every floor. And then the whole, where he is, the whole place is.
I've never seen Tim Cook go anywhere without like a 5-person entourage of people all like typing on iPhones.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I know
I
somebody.
think they're
who
all
told me-
mostly like assistant business people.
Somebody who travels with me told me that Tim Cook always took 40 engineers with him.
All right, I have not noticed, I've not seen that, but that's
Yeah.
funny.
So when he goes to say meet Samsung or TSMC, you'll take all the experts who are involved in that. So
I don't
they
know-
were
I don't
saying
think
that
we need to
whole
worry
business
about
class,
It's the city
he
council.
just a couple people. I mean, I'm not saying engineers means like
I think-
technologists.
Let's
Yeah.
change the topic.
Anyway, my last
No,
update
it's about
is-
the Apple event we are talking. Yeah.
My last update on the EDC is that we have a subcommittee on how to attract new businesses into the city of Cupertino, how to do the promotion.
Ideas or
Subcommittee for generating ideas.
So,
Okay, that's my update.
Nice.
okay, future agenda setting. So you are planning to invite VR, right, to come?
Yes, Marilyn's working on that, so we'll let you know.
Okay.
yeah, inviting more?
VR, this lady who's involved in cybersecurity.
For the cybersecurity
Okay, got it.
event.
He wants to be
Planning.
part of.
Okay.
Yep.
And we can discuss as things develop, because it's 2 months.
That works. That's it.
Also in robotics, if there is some continuity.
You want to adjourn
We
us?
had the agenda item, next meeting, we are going to have a subcommittee formation.
Yes, I added that.
Yeah.
And then we'll check on the 8th for the next meeting. And get back, guys.
Yeah. It's like, Commissioner Balu can join from India, so it should come from.
Okay. Perfect. You wanna gavel us out?
Adjourn the meeting?
Meeting with them.